for you, but do you know why? I mean, number one, liver is a great source of vitamin A, and this is a very different kind of vitamin A than that which is found in carrots. The vitamin A found in liver is in its usable form of retinol, meaning our body doesn't have to convert it into anything else. It can instantly use it to maintain the health of our eyes, the integrity of our intestines so they stay together, our connective tissues, and it's important for a number of things. You should Google the health benefits of vitamin A. Whereas beta-carotene found in carrots and other pigmented vegetables it must be converted first, and the conversion process, unfortunately, the science hasn't shown that it's that great. So the best way to get your vitamin A is from liver, but it's not that palatable if you haven't grown up eating it and haven't developed a taste for it. I know I hated liver all of my life, but it was because it was cooked differently and it was overcooked, and overcooked liver tastes very different than properly cooked liver. But what about if you still don't like the flavor? How can you get liver into your diet without just forcing something gross down your throat that you don't like the taste of? And that's exactly what today's video is going to be all about. We are going to experiment on my husband, who hates both liver and red onions. He doesn't hate the flavor of onions, but it's the texture. So our experiment today is to hide our liver and our onions in some ground beef. So I've got some ground beef here, and we're also going to test and see if we are successful. And our test for successfulness is if he likes the taste, if he likes the burger, and if it doesn't have a weird wang to it. So, oh, by the way, my name is Jerry Lynn Burnett. Welcome to today's Vitality video, everyone. I help everyone live healthy and understand nutrition so that they have their best chance at life possible, so that they let go of excess weight and they have more energy, improved health, and vibrant vitality simply and deliciously. So today what I have here is a recipe written on the most important of places, which is my hand, from agirlworthsaving.com. So I've got some ground beef here from Trader Joe's. I have some chicken livers, red onion. I'm going to go ahead and add my own variation to this recipe and add garlic because I love garlic. Then I have some Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute here, kind of like a poultry seasoning, salt, pepper, blender, bowl, and let's get started. The very first step is going to be to puree our liver and our onion, and I'm going to throw the garlic in there too. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic, and let's go ahead, slice the ends off of these and smash them. The more smashed your garlic cloves are, the more garlic flavor is actually going to seep out into your food. And it helps the shell come off easier as well. So we're going to get all of that out of there. Throw that in our blender. I've got a small red onion here. Slice off the ends, and I'm not going to worry too much about how big these slices are because, again, we are going to puree it. So I'll throw that off. And I'm just roughly slicing and chopping this onion. Cheap. So there's no budget issue here. There's no barrier to trying this at home. So I have a bucket of chicken livers here, and I've got about a pound. This recipe calls for 1/4 of a pound. I'm actually going to use a little bit less just because of my husband's refined palate and his pickiness. So in here we've got our beautiful livers. They're nice and red. I don't guess you have to touch these, but I'm going to do about, let's see here, 3 or 4 livers here. I'll throw in 5 just for good measure. Maybe I won't use the whole mix in our burgers. And then we are simply going to puree this. too. And next we will start our mixing in our bowl. You can also do this in a food processor. So we'll get started. Alright, so I have in my bowl here, have our pound of ground beef. I have the liver mixture, and don't worry about the color change in that. That is simply from the oxygen hitting the liver, and as you blend, it hits that and will cause the color variation. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and I don't really measure much, but if you want to measure a teaspoon, that's great. I've already added some sea salt here. You can crunch your own. That's going to be the best option. I just don't have any right now. And then we're going to add lots of pepper. Thankfully, my husband loves pepper, so that will be an easy addition to this. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this by hand. You can also mix this with your food processor as well, and that will be just as good. After it's of a uniform consistency, I will make burgers, pat them out, and we're just going to cook them like normal. I usually do it in a skillet with some butter or tallow or coconut oil. And as you can see here quickly, it's just going to look basically like this. Uniform consistency. The last part of our process is to pat out our burgers. This is a little bit runnier than just your standard ground beef mix. So I suggest cooking it in a bit of tallow or butter or coconut oil maybe. And you see the runny consistency of it. What you want to do is cook it at a medium to low temperature, so you only have to flip it once. That's going to lessen the chance of it breaking apart as you cook it. So I'm going to pat out my little burger here, pop it in the pan, maybe about 6 to 8 minutes on each side, and we are going to eat. So this is an easy, fun way to get some liver into your regular eating plan without the weird thought of eating liver. Great and good for you. If you aren't subscribed to these free videos every single day, hit the subscribe button right now so you never miss one, and leave a comment below. I want to know what you think about this. Have you ever tried to have liver in anything? How has it turned out? Has it been successful, or was it tasty or not? Let me know below. I can't wait to read what you think. Until next time, everyone, I'm Jerry Lynn Burnett of jerrylynnburnett.com, and we live healthy to transform the world. Bye-bye. He liked it. So, success. What I would do differently next time is add more ground beef. So maybe 2 pounds of ground beef to 1/4 of a pound of the livers minced and blended with the onion. Garlic was good. Yeah, that's the only different thing. I would use 2 pounds of ground beef instead of the instead of the 1. So great, it worked.